Hello students, welcome to electronics class. In today's session, we are going to learn another DAC, that is binary weighted DAC. In this, you can observe a op-amp adder circuit to which weighted resistors is binary weighted resistance DAC. Weighted resistors are connected as the input for the op-amp adder. So here these inputs, if you observe, why it is called as weighted resistors, because the resistance values is having a specific weight. That is, this R, the first resistance, that is R, is 2 power 0 into R, whereas it is 2 power 1 into R, 2 power 2 into R, 2 power 3 into R. Okay, and these inputs are connected to either 0 or 1, that is 0 or 5 volt. These are the bits, binary bits, digital to analog converter. So input will be in binary form, binary bits, that is converted into corresponding analog voltage. The output voltage proportional to the input binary format. So here the feedback resistance RF is equal to R, and the resistance connected to the bit 3, that is MSB, that is R. The resistance which is connected to the LSB, that is 8R. That means the resistance value with the LSB is greater than MSB. If you observe, the resistance connected to the bit 0 is 8R and bit 1 is half of that, and the resistance connected to the bit 2 is still half of this, and the resistance which is connected to the bit 3 is again half of this. So it is called as binary weighted resistance DAC. So in R2 to R ladder network, what used to happen is, in R2 to R ladder network only two value resistances we used, but the circuit is little complicated to analyze, but it is easy for a manufacturer to have only two value resistances. Whereas in this case, understanding the circuit will be easy, but you should have, for 4-bit resistors, you will be having 4 different values of resistors. Right? So for 5-bit resistors, again 5 different values of resistors you have to choose. That means that if you connect one more input, that will be of 16R. If you connect one more 6-bit resistances, that will be 32R. So the resistance values, there are 10, if you want 10-bit resistors, 10 different values of resistors. So circuit will be more complex. It is difficult to and impossible to search that many different resistance values. So that is the only drawback. So this binary weighted resistance is usually used whenever a lesser bit inputs DAC are used. So here op-amp adder, you know the output of the op-amp adder, that is V0 is equal to minus RF V1 by R1 plus V2 by R2 plus V3 by R3 plus V4 by R4. If I make R4, RF is equal to R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R3 is equal to R4 is equal to R, then V0 is equal to minus of V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus V4. That is, output is equal to the sum of the inputs. But here we have taken the different values of resistances, that is minus RF, V1 will be V1 or B1, anything you take, but that is corresponding to that much voltage. If it is bit is 1, I will write here RF is R and it is B1 by B0 B3 by R plus B2 by 2R plus B3 by 4R plus B4 by 8R. So R will get cancels here, minus into corresponding voltage. Here also we have not written in the circuit, but switches will be there. Either it should, this bit input should connect to 0 or 5 volt. Here it is B3 plus B2 by 2 plus B3 by 3, B1 by 2. It is, just a minute, it is B3, B2, B1 and B0. So it is B3, B2 by 2, B1 by 4 plus B0 by 8 into V. So here, if I take for the input 0, 0, 0, 1, that means the LSB is 1, 0, 0, 0 is our binary input, that is digital input, which is decimal equivalent of 10008. What will be the output voltage? That is 1. B3 is 1, B2 is 0, B1 is 0 and B0 is 0 into 5 volt. That means if this is 1, in the sense you should connect, this B3 input should be connected to 5 volt. Others are connected to 0 volt. So it is 5 volt, minus 5 volt, because it is a inverting adder. In the same way, if I want to try it for 1010, then minus of V3 is V3 is 1, P2 is 0, it is 1 by 4, 0 into 5 volt. So it will be 1.25 into 5 volt. Calculate, it will come around 6.25 volt. So in the same way, you calculate it for different inputs. For make a table for all the possible 16 inputs. For 0, 0, 0, 0, what will be the V out? For 0, 0, 0, 1, for 0, 0, 1, 0, for 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, up to 1, 1, 1, 1, what will be the voltages? That means, what will be the output voltage for this? That will be a assignment for you. And calculate. So in this way, this digital to analog converter convert the digital input into corresponding analog voltage. Okay. This completes the DAC. We have studied two types of DAC. One is R2 ladder network DAC and one more is binary weighted resistance DAC. Maximum and this will be asked to write the circuit diagram and also a little bit explanation only for 3 mark questions. It will be asked for 3 marks. If they ask for circuit only, then it will be 2 marks question. Okay. Okay students, let's look into the ADC circuit, that is analog to digital converter. Analog signal is a continuous signal and this analog signal will be converted into digital signal. So how? See, for example, if this is a continuously varying signal, they will take a sample voltages. They will collect a sample voltages from the, this is a roughly I am telling because you will get an idea of analog to digital converter. These sample voltages will be given to the input of the analog to digital converter, and this voltages, analog voltages, these voltages will be converted into digital format by using analog to digital converter. So at what is the width of the sampling, what is the rate of the sampling, that and all is not required for this level. When you go to further studies, you will understand how this sampling and all is going to sampling, quantizing, those are all the process of analog to digital conversion, that and all you will study in further studies. Just for your knowledge, I have told you, they take the sample voltages and given to the input of the analog to digital converter. So in this analog to digital converter, we will be having a binary counter, DAC, comparator and an AND gate. See, DAC we know that is a digital to analog converter that we have already studied. Comparator circuit also we know that is a open loop application of op-amp which compares the given two inputs and gives the output that which is greater. Right? If it gives one output, here in this case if it gives one output, then the input at the non-inverting terminal is greater, then it gives the output 1. If the input at the, just a minute, yes, if the input at the inverting terminal is greater, then it will give 0 output. And the operation of AND gate you know very well. When both the inputs are high, then only output will be high. Right? Okay. So here binary counter is a new thing for you that you will study in the digital electronics in second PUC itself. Binary counter. Counter is a circuit which counts the pulses. It counts the digital pulses. So here we are giving the input to the binary counter a clock signal. A clock signal is one which coordinates the digital system. Any digital circuit, there should be some synchronization required. So to monitor the digital circuit there will be a fixed time should be there, at what time input should be given, at what time the output should be taken, that and all. So for the circuits, there will be lots of circuits inside the digital system. So to monitor that circuit, once we have taken the input, then only it should process, then only it should give the output. That and all monitoring, coordinating the digital system will have a clock. That is, clock signal is one which, it's a square waveform which monitors the or which coordinates the digital system. So once the clock signal is given, the binary counter counts the clock signal. So how many clocks? See, this is one clock, one signal, 2, 3 like this. For each clock pulse, once the clock signal goes high, it counts as 1. Again, again the clock signal goes high, it counts that as 2. So whenever the clock signal goes high, it counts, the binary counts as it has 1. Something like that. The clock signal will be keep on moving into the binary counter through the AND gate so that it starts counting the clock pulses. For each clock pulse, it will give the output. If for 0th clock pulse, the output will be 0, 0, 0, 0. For the first clock pulse, output will be 0, 0, 0, 1. For the second clock pulse, once it crosses the second clock, after the second clock pulse, 0, 0, 1, 0. That means 3 clock signals are over, 4 clock pulses are over, like that. So, corresponding binary output will be given from the binary counter. So, initially this binary counter will be reset to 0 by a clear pulse. This clear input and all you will get to know once you have once we will go to digital electronics. It's okay. Just you know that counter which counts the clock pulses. So for 0th clock pulse, the output of the, when it is reset to 0, output of the binary counter will be 0, 0, 0, 0. So that output of the binary counter is given to the input of the digital to analog converter. For digital to analog converter, the input is 0, 0, 0, 0. The output will be 0 voltage. 0 voltage of analog, 0 voltage it is giving. And the input or the analog voltage which is to be converted. This is basically an analog to digital converter. The analog signal sample you have taken, this particular voltage that you are giving into the comparator. The analog voltage, sample voltage which is to be converted is given to the non-inverting input of the comparator, and the output from the DAC, that's also analog voltage, is given to the inverting terminal of the comparator. So initially this voltage will be greater than the, because this is a 0 voltage, the voltage which is to be converted is greater than the output of the DAC. Therefore the output will be, output of the comparator will be 1. If this is 1, it enables the AND gate. Clock pulses continuously giving. Whenever clock pulses is giving, the input of both the inputs are 1. Output of AND gate is 1. That means clock pulse is transferred through AND gate. If it is 0, clock pulse will not go. The output will be 0. The binary counter stops counting. So clock pulse is going, the binary counter starts counting, that is 0. That is the output of this will be 0, 0, 0, 1. As we know, the output of the DAC, for 0 it is 0, for 1 it is 1 volt, for 2 it is 2 volt. It is generating a staircase waveform. Then output of DAC will be 1 volt. Then again the comparator compares with the analog input voltage which is to be converted. Again, if the analog input voltage is greater than the DAC output, then the output is 1. Again it enables the AND gate. Binary counter counts the next clock pulse and the output will be 0, 0, 1, 0. Again for this output, the analog voltage from the DAC will be 2 volt. The input voltage is again greater. If it is again greater, assume this is somewhere around 4 volt or 3 volt only, or 4 volt, anything. again it compares, again less than that, again it will give one output. Likewise, until the analog input voltage is lesser than the output of DAC, the comparator's output will be 1 only. If the DAC output is 4, if analog input voltage is 3 volt, then this input at the non-inverting terminal is lesser than this, so output will be 0, which disables the AND gate. Clock pulse will not enter into the binary counter, and that time counter stops counting, and at that time whenever the counter stops counting, the output from the counter, whatever the previous output was there, that will be taken as the digital output. It will not be exactly a value of exact digital output, it will be approximate value of the analog input. This is how the analog to digital converter converts the given digital input into, given analog input into digital output. I guess this is a little complicated to understand, but that's okay. How much ever you can understand from the examination point of view, it is not that important. But any doubts, if you are really interested to know about this even clearly, please text me. And along with this, the operational amplifier chapter completes. And not only the marks distribution, weightage for this is, there will be 1 marks 1 question, 2 marks 1 question, 3 marks 1 question, 5 marks problems 1, 5 marks theory 1. So 10 plus 6, 16 marks questions will be asked in the revised question paper. And from all the parts, you will be having 1 question each. So, it's very important chapter. Any doubts in this chapter, you can text me anytime. Thank you.